So, on the face of it, things look simple. If they want to make the knockout stages, this is all or nothing. 3 points needed, and should they fail to collect those points, they will be going home and staying there. It all makes this very tense, really, for some, unbearable. The stress levels particularly high, but for those of us who are neutral, myself included, it is utterly compelling, and that is how it should be. This one of the great amphitheatres of the game. You are welcome to it, and indeed to one of the grandest fixtures. Well, it really is a terrific sight here, and it goes to underline just how far this game could go towards shaping the fortunes of the team.
Well, Peter, there's good pressure and bad, but this leans very much to the former, and a big chance to take everything on a level. These players have to embrace and tackle the task ahead with the courage and confidence they've grown for a time like this.
That intervention was very necessary. Still goalless at the moment. Victory now would mean so much. Floats one over. Oh, shooting chance! It's a goal! Just so calm under pressure.
Well, I think that defence there thought they were in good position and they had him where they wanted, yet somehow he's worked the scoring position when it didn't see him on. It's really crafty business, that.
And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. He's had a goal! They've done it! A two-goal lead, and they're firmly in control.
Well, you know, thinking about that, I think they perfected that on the training ground because it took them seconds to get the ball from back to front, and they really commit forward in numbers too. That was all very well drilled.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
The turning of the screw comes to mind, Peter.
Baresi. Just 5 minutes left. And that's sprayed out wide. Baresi. Battles to win it back. Big chance! And oh! Yes! And surely that settles it. He was so alert to the possibilities there. Great stuff.
Well, as they say, Peter, if you don't speculate, you won't accumulate. And we've just witnessed a player who was rewarded for his willingness to take a risk, as cunning as it comes.
He's made it two, and no doubt he's hungry for more. 3 without reply. This is becoming a stroll. Well, that's where he wants it. And that will be the final act. Now just see the thrill amongst the players. They have made it into the knockout stage. Well, that is a great effort. Another win, 7 points from 9, unbeaten, and on they march. Well, how will we look back on that?
Well, not as smooth as they would have preferred, but they're through, and that's the bit that matters most.
So we just await the arrival of the teams here in what is a crucial game. It appears to be a fairly safe place that they find themselves in. Very probably avoiding defeat will be sufficient to progress in the competition, and that is reflected in an air of optimism, indeed confidence swirling all over the place here. The mood is very, very good. Is a venue this which simply adds to the spectacle of the game it stages. One of the most impressive arenas in this part of the world. They are already looking forward to life at the business end of this competition. This a job that just needs finishing off.
To be perfectly honest, Peter, it would be a big surprise for them to slip up at this stage and not qualify now. Thinking about a point is potentially much more problematical than going after 3. We've seen many a team do that, and before you know it, they're getting...
Chance to break. Gets it back. Gets into some space. Time to deliver. Hits one! And he's found the net!
They'll kick themselves if that doesn't turn out to be the clincher. What a time to score.
Jim, your thoughts?
It's rarely a problem when that much time is afforded in the penalty box. Nobody sensed where the danger was lurking, and the finish was made a lot easier.
Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Now just see the thrill amongst the players. They have made it into the knockout stage. Well, that is a great effort. Another win, 7 points from 9, unbeaten, and on they march. The end of the game. Reflections?
It's certainly doing it the hard way, Peter, but the most important thing is that the team got the job done. Getting through is all that mattered, and whatever tests came...
If they want to make the knockout stages, this is all or nothing. 3 points needed, and should they fail to collect those points, they will be going home and staying there. It all makes this very tense, really, for some unbearable. The stress levels particularly high, but for those of us who are neutral, myself included, it is utterly compelling, and that is how it should be. So what a stage for the players to take to here ahead of such an important game. Well, it really is a terrific sight here, and it goes to underline just how far this game could go towards shaping the fortunes of the team.
Well, if they can't find the motivation required for this, they might as well pack it in, Peter. This is the type of defining game that can propel the status of the whole club into the kind of territory where it needs to take its game, while individual careers...
Sanchez. Driving on, a real charge here. He's making good use of his strength there, just refuses to be out-muscled. Hits one! There it is! reactions in front of goal. He just saw what was on.
Well, as they say, Peter, if you don't speculate, you won't accumulate. And we've just witnessed a player who was rewarded for his willingness to take a risk, as cunning as it comes.
A fantastic goal! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! And he's produced a beauty. And that has added a whole new complexion. Sanchez. Strong challenge, but well within the laws. Cuts it out. Sanchez. Talk about singling someone out.
Yeah, his instinct and the timing of his runs have proven fruitful, but they have to give him a harder time like that.
Has a hit! And he's found the net! And they've got their lead back.
Well, those two have a lovely understanding, and they executed the 1-2 impeccably to set up the goal.
So we have a breakthrough to our live coverage of the ongoing group stage here, the tournament making steady progress towards its knockout phase. We'll be ready to go once the final checks are carried out. We have a hugely expectant crowd here. We just hope that the game lives up to the atmosphere. This one of the great amphitheatres of the game. You are welcome to it, and indeed to one of the grandest fixtures. This is the lineup we've been given. How do you read it, Jim?
Well, the modern version of that is a lot more fluid and flexible than in bygone times. There's a much greater understanding of the need for players to cover forward running, and it enables risk-taking while the gaps are filled. I'm very much a fan of it. There are a lot of people who seem to have kind of ignored it and just put it to bed, but it still works, it's still valid.
There is no place for them in the knockout stage. Your reflections then, Jim?
Well, Peter, the truth is they haven't been good enough to progress. The table doesn't tell lies.
So welcome one and all to our live coverage of the ongoing group stage here, the tournament making steady progress towards its knockout phase. We'll be ready to go once the final checks are carried out. We have a hugely expectant crowd here. We just hope that the game lives up to the atmosphere. This one of the great amphitheatres of the game. You are welcome to it, and indeed to one of the grandest fixtures. According to what we've been told, this is how it looks. It's a 4-3-3.
Yes, and the importance of this formation is not to allow the midfield three and the attacking three to become too detached from one another. If that happens, then pressure can quickly be applied via the counter-attack, and you can be exposed defensively. So compactness can't be compromised, and you need talkers in this team. You need leaders and people that are willing to organise things very quickly.
Good take, real chance! He's delivered all right!
Oh, what a cracking goal, but a cracking touch as well. That's what made it for me. That's brilliant play all round.
Deadlock broken, it's 1-0.
Still a fragile lead, though. They can't afford to sit on this.
Battles to win it back. That's one way of trying to make things happen. There's a few who could follow that example. He's hits one! It's a goal! And already they're looking to run away with it. And that really is so impressive.
That's always a great sight, you know, on a football pitch. Nimble-footed, showed great balance and a really cool head to finish. And that kind of dribbling is really smart.
And we are going to see a change. Oh, nice touch. Big chance! There's a goal! Perfect placement, the one place the keeper couldn't reach.
Now that's what I call finishing, right in the corner. He knew instinctively who was where and didn't need to waste any time weighing things up. That's a cracking goal.
Well, it's an inspired substitution, terrific move by the boss.
Well, the instruction from the manager would have been, go on and make yourself a nuisance and see if you can snatch a goal. Mission accomplished.
This is threatening to become a really good game. Gets it back. Dashing forward at pace. Well weighted. He gets past his man. He's had a shot. They've done it! And there's the goal they've been looking for. The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Well, none of us were exactly sure how that was going to end up then, but I'm delighted to see such a happy ending after such a splendid dribbling run. I mean, he really did fool that defence into wondering what he was going to do next.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat. Win via a very competent performance. Without doubt, they were the better side, and the result reflects as much. Back to winning ways, 2 wins out of 3. We just await the arrival of the teams here in what is a crucial game. It appears to be a fairly safe place that they find themselves in. Very probably avoiding defeat will be sufficient to progress in the competition, and that is reflected in an air of optimism, indeed confidence swirling all over the place here. The mood is very, very good. This, one of the great amphitheatres of the game. You are welcome to it, and indeed to one of the grandest fixtures. They are already looking forward to life at the business end of this competition. This, a job that just needs finishing off.
Well, when you consider, Peter, how hard they've worked to be on the threshold of the next phase, they ought to be thoroughly focused and determined to wrap it up now. If their attitude and application remains as it's been through the group, then they should be fine. But if they suffer a moment's hesitation or doubt, as we've seen in the past, it could prove very costly.
So that's got things underway. Tried to play it through.
Yeah, the idea was right, the delivery wasn't. They can revisit that further on.
Well, that's where he wants it. Gets it back. He's making good use of his... Hits one! Dispatched clinically.
Yeah, looking back at that, that's how you play on the counter. Quick and decisive and ruthless with the finish. I thought it was a stunning, stunning breakaway.
Big occasion, big goal, crucial lead.
Look, I'm sure that silencing the crowd would have been mentioned in the dressing room beforehand. And just listen.
What an adventurous run from a defender. Has a hit! And he's found the net! That is just remarkable, the amount of bend he got on that.
Well, the ball flight may be unpredictable, but the predictable part was the technique. It screamed goal all the way.
Well, they just couldn't have responded any better, Peter. Yeah, there's the old cliche about how teams can lose focus after scoring, but you still have to take your chances. Brilliant.
He's had a shot! Yes, it's there! And they get themselves in front! That was a given. It always was.
Well, it's pretty damning on the part of that defence, Peter, that he was allowed so much time and space. But I think you have to give credit where it's due. And it was a brilliant set-up and finish.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here? Fernandez. They just need to avoid defeat. It would mean so much to them. Great run on the overlap here. Can't get the better of his opposite number. Little doubt, that is a foul. He's got options out wide. Up to meet it! It's in! Once more they've done it! They just will not lie down! Oh, the cross was inch perfect, and the header unerring.
Well, look, it's often the timing of the jump that dictates what you can do with any header, and if you get it slightly wrong, then you'll struggle, but that was beautifully met, it really was.
And that's it. Well, they could only manage a draw, but that will do. They have made it to the next stage. Thoughts on what we've just seen?
Well, not as smooth as they would have preferred, but they're through, and that's the bit that matters most.